have 206 different bones in their bodies. All humans do. Bones have three main functions. They provide anchorage points for the attachment of muscles that are necessary for movement. They protect the delicate internal organs from injury, and they provide support and form for the body as a whole. Some animals have no bones. An earthworm has skin, muscles, and internal organs, but it has no skeleton. Most of the animals on Earth have no bones. They are called invertebrates. However, many animals have internal skeletons. These animals all resemble one another. A snake is a good example. Its brain and delicate organs of sight and hearing must be protected. A strong bony skull surrounds them. A cage of ribs helps protect the heart, lungs, and internal organs. The skull, ribs, and backbone make up the skeleton of the whole snake. They protect the internal organs and provide support. Because a snake has no other bones, it slithers along using its muscles to pull on its ribs. The ribs act as levers to help the snake move. Even this simple skeleton provides enough support and movement so that the snake can lift itself off the ground. If the skeleton of a snake is compared to that of a bird or a frog, they have features that resemble each other. They have ribs, skulls, and backbones, but they are different. Birds and frogs have developed limbs. A similar framework is in all animals with backbones, called vertebrates. They are the most advanced animals on Earth. All vertebrates have a spinal column of separate bones, called vertebrae. Inside the column is a nerve cord joined to a highly developed brain. This system is called the superior nervous system. The nervous system produces fast and effective response to the outside world. It is the key to the success of the vertebrates. Not all vertebrates have a skeleton made of bones. Sharks, rays, and some other fish have a skeleton made of soft cartilage. The supporting structure for the human ear and nose is cartilage, and vertebrate embryos have a skeleton of cartilage that is later replaced by bone. When we were babies, some of our bones were still made of cartilage. But as we grow, our soft skeleton grows, along with the rest of our body. And with the help of calcium, the cartilage is replaced with strong bones. The bone is created from calcium carbonate and phosphorus, extracted from the blood. In each animal, the skeleton has evolved to suit a particular way of life. A giraffe is able to reach the tops of trees to get at the leaves, and yet its neck has the same number of bones as a human's. An elephant must have large and dense bones to support its weight. In contrast, if a bird had heavy bones, it could not fly. So the bones of a bird are light, and there is a further weight reduction without much loss of strength. The bones are hollow. These bones are dead matter, but bones in living animals are living tissue. The museum bones are as different from living bone as a log is from a growing tree. Bone tissue in your body is just as alive and important as muscle, brain, or heart tissues. Some bones in the human skeleton are hollow. The cavity in these bones contain a soft tissue called marrow. There are two kinds of marrow. Red marrow produces all red blood cells and most white cells. Yellow marrow is mostly fat, but it can also produce blood cells in a body emergency, such as a large blood loss. As we have learned, each of the 206 bones in the human skeleton have separate functions, but work together to protect and support our bodies. The ribs fasten to the breastbone, making a cage to protect the most important organs in our body, such as the heart, lungs, and liver. The bones of the spine protect the spinal cord, the bundle of nerves that send messages to the brain and other parts of our body. The 26 vertebrae in our spine, cushioned by cartilage discs and arranged in an S-shaped curve, allow you to twist and turn and help balance the body in an upright position. The two large bowl-shaped hip bones, or pelvis, form a strong ring that supports the bladder, intestines, and reproductive organs. Leg and foot bones allow us to stand, walk, and run while remaining upright. The long bones in our legs and arms are narrow in the middle but wide at the ends to give them strength where they meet another bone. Our hands have more bones than you might imagine in such a small area. Each finger has 3 bones, except the thumb, which has 2. If you count all the little bones in your fingers, hands, and wrists, there are a total of 54 bones. The ankles and feet have 52 bones, so between hands and feet, they make up over half the bones in our entire body. The most important bone in our body is our skull, which protects the brain. But the skull is actually many bones, connected by small joints called sutures. The small bones of your face are separate from the large bones that surround the brain, but they are all held together by the sutures. The smallest bone in our entire body is in the head. It is the stirrup bone, hidden behind your eardrum. But there is only one bone in your head that you are able to move, the lower jawbone. The upper jaw doesn't move at all. Move your mouth and you'll see. The lower jaw moves as much as you want, but the upper jaw is part of one of the bones of your face. We are able to move freely because most bones are not fastened rigidly together. They are connected by a movable joint. All joints must be held securely in place if they are to function properly. Tough bands of fibers called ligaments hold the joints in position. Many joints between bones are very flexible, which allows us to move these bones. Every joint has a synovial membrane, which produces synovial fluid that lubricates these moving joints. Layers of cartilage protect the bony surfaces to prevent the bones from coming into direct contact. Different types of joints allow different kinds of movement. An X-ray view shows how bones move. The shoulder and hip have ball and socket joints, so the upper arm can move in almost any direction at the shoulder. The joints in the elbow and finger are hinge joints and work in the same way as the hinge on a door. This X-ray of a knee joint shows another hinge action. Hinge joints allow movement in only one direction. And some joints, such as the suture joints in the skull, don't move at all. The most visible animals on Earth, including humans, are the vertebrates. They all have large brains in a protective skull and an internal skeleton that gives support. Their skeletons all contain bones that are the same in some ways, but the individual framework has changed to suit different ways of life. In all vertebrates, the large brain and many nerves lie within protective bone cages. This has created a superior and highly responsive nervous system, which allow quick and intelligent responses to the world around us. An internal skeleton helps humans and every other vertebrate to carry on many of life's functions. So take care of your bones. When playing active sports such as football, riding bikes, and skating, wear protective gear like helmets and elbow, wrist, and knee pads. These areas of bones and joints are vulnerable if you should take a fall. Broken bones in the skull or spinal cord can cause devastating injuries or even death. Even simple broken arms or legs take a long time to heal. You can also strengthen your bones by drinking non-fat milk and eating other low-fat dairy products, such as yogurt, cheese, and ice cream. All contain calcium, which helps bones harden and grow strong. So be smart about protecting your bones. Healthy bones are important if you want to enjoy a healthy life.